Welcome to the game of real estate. I'm your host, Jason Rash. I'm taking you on my journey from $0 to $100 million in real estate sales. Let's go. Welcome back to the game of real estate. I'm your host, or in this case, your referee, Jason Rash. And if you're watching this episode or if you're listening to it, you probably picked up one of my mailers about South Florida's most walkable community, Alton. Now, if you're actively looking for a new home or you're dreaming of being in paradise, this is the community for you. My wife and I, Brookie, not only love it here, but we actually live here, so we get to experience it every single day. But if you're looking for an active community and that's not a senior center, I'm telling you, this is the place.
Also, if you are a current resident of Alton, you may also be listening to this episode. We're going to sell you on the Alton lifestyle, why we love it, which you don't need to be sold. You already live there. But so you can understand why Jason is actually the perfect person to sell your property, because the type of, neighborhood that it is, there's about 4 or 5 models, the houses all are pretty much the same. So you want your marketing to stand out. And that is one of Jason's strengths, is that he is fantastic with outside of the box marketing and learning how to get people's attention, which is what landed you here on this podcast today. I know we want to talk about how we actually ended up in Alton.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I'll let you tell the story, but I will tell you that before we even moved to South Florida, we were living in Colorado, and I searched up and down the coast, literally all the way from Miami all the way up to Jupiter. I had no idea where we were going to land, but I just kept typing South Florida walkable communities, because we've always wanted to be in a place where we could be around other people, where we could walk to everyday things.
Yeah.
And we had never really been able to find something like that. And Alton kept coming up, but we didn't actually end up there when we first moved down here initially.
Yeah, Ben, can you throw up a picture of the community real quick online so everybody can see it online? So how we wound up here was we I would encourage you, by the way, this goes against my own best interest here, because I'm a sell real estate, but every time we move anywhere across the country, we always rent first for the very first year, just so that we can get lay of the land, make sure we're in the right location, because God forbid you buy a property and Whole Foods is 15 minutes away and you've got to cut through a ton of traffic. That would just be awful that you couldn't get your sliced mango. But here's the thing, how we wound up here was we were living in an apartment off PGA. A tornado came and struck the apartment, just it took it dead on. And we were like, oh my God, we have to get out of this place, because apparently mold started growing in the apartment. And we had previously looked over in Alton to buy a townhouse. Now, what's crazy about it is whenever we looked at it, we're like, nah, I don't really like this. I don't like all the closeness living together. I don't want to live in a townhouse. And we just went back to
our son wanted a trampoline.
Yeah, he wanted a
that
trampoline.
Was the big thing. He was like, I have to have a trampoline. And we finally realized that with the price of property here, to get what we wanted and to have a yard was going to be more than really was what was in our budget.
Oh yeah. It was a wide awakening.
But this was very appealing to us because for a lot of reasons. So we actually ended up in Alton in an emergency situation. So we all started getting sick after we had gone to Colorado for the summer, locked up our apartment, came back. This was after the tornado hit. And there was mold in our apartment and high CO2 levels.
Brand new building, by the way.
But we're pretty sure it was because of the tornado that hit it. And that actually made the national news. So anyhow, I was like, because I had a previous experience with living in a house with mold and had health problems because of it, it was such a trigger for me. I was like, we have to get out, and we have to get out now. And so I pulled up Zillow, found maybe 4 or 5 rentals that were available, and the other ones were just trash. I was like, I'm definitely not.
She's like, I'm not going to live that for that price. Absolutely.
Not happening.
Yeah.
But the other one was a townhouse in Alton. And so we made that happen really quickly. We went over, we checked out the property. It was flawless. And it was actually perfect for what we needed at this phase in our life, because we're in the process of becoming empty nesters. We have one out of the house that's already in college and one that's in high school, and we had just downsized from a 4,000 square foot home. So we didn't really need a ton of space, and we really liked the fact that there was no maintenance. So that was, how we ended up in Alton. Was on a whim. It was like God
Yeah.
moved us there to
fact.
show us like, okay, this is like actually where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, we had previously looked at homes, like I said earlier, we had previously looked at homes in Alton, but we had just written it off. And like, nah, we want something with a yard. But God led us back. He's like, nah, dog, you're going to go here. And that's how it works sometimes. So here's what I think makes the place great. Number one, with real estate, everything is always about location, no matter what. Like anything, like whatever you buy, and you can go to Home Depot and Lowe's and get all the fixings and furnishings and fixtures and all that good stuff. But there's nothing that you could ever buy from Home Depot or Lowe's that will ever fix a bad location. Alton is probably the best location there is. 7 minutes from the beach of Juno Beach. It's right 20 minutes from PBI, 5 minutes from the interstate, and a couple of minutes from the turnpike. It's fantastic. Ben, our studio producer here in the house, do we happen to have a map of this? What's great about this location, though, because everyone that moves to like the Palm Beach Gardens understands that it works in seasonality. So like whenever it's off season, you have a 40% drop in population. Whenever season happens, all of a sudden, everybody, all the snowbirds fly in. So you got to be very close in proximity to wherever you want to go. And our studio producer here is looking up to pull up this picture real quick. I want to show this, guys, to you.
It's actually, you said 5 minutes from the interstate. That's not true. It's actually right by the interstate. It does not take 5 minutes to get there. It might take 5 minutes to get to the turnpike because you got to make 2 left turns, but the interstate's right there.
Yeah,
so
Ben's actually
location
got it right here.
is perfect.
There's
to
the
everything.
interstate, literally right there to the top left-hand corner. Like it's fantastic. It's right there. Like boom, you're on the interstate. You're headed to PBI. You're headed down to Boca, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. You can just zip on there. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So you've got the turnpike right there next to it. So you see those two right there, and then Alton's right over here in this. There in that corner. So the location, the proximity to everything is perfect. That's super important for me in my day-to-day life. I don't like dealing with traffic. It's one of the reasons that we live up in Palm Beach Gardens and not down closer to Miami.
Yeah.
But like Jason said, it's super close to the beach, but it's also really close to shopping and any kind of amenities that you could possibly need. Like everything is right there within a few miles radius.
Hold on.
And that's not including the town center, which we'll get to in a little bit.
So we'll talk about the town center in a minute. But the thing that inspired this episode that I want you to really think about is we had a photographer that came out to shoot all these stuff. And by the way, if you picked up the mailer, the photographer is actually the one that shot those crazy photos of us. And if you like the one in the pool, by the way, let me know in the comments. I'd love to like lay in on the sloth. Anyway, I digress. So she swore that she's from West Palm, from New York, living in West Palm, says to us, I would never, ever leave West Palm. Ever. I'm never going to leave West Palm. However, she comes out to shoot the photography and she's like, all of a sudden, she's like, oh my God, this place is amazing. The amenities, the house, the size, the rent. By the way, the rent is like very, very cheap compared to the postage stamp that you get for a ton of money down in West Palm. If you want space, this is a place to go. But back to where we were talking about, location. I mean,
she's already looking at property.
Yeah,
she's already making her
properties.
plans to move up there because she's going to get so much more for her money. And she's in the phase of her life where she's, thinking of having a family.
Yeah.
And so she wants a little bit more space. I think they're in like an 800 or 900 square foot, like condo, apartment, whatever, down in West Palm.
And they were going to pay $8,000 a month for something just a little bit bigger. Like we're talking 1,200 square foot, whenever you could pay $5,000 a month and have something like 2,200 square foot, or maybe even bigger than that. So, you got to think about what the rent is at the same time. So that's number one. The amenities are what got her. The location got her too as well, because she's always on the road. And if you're traveling a lot in Florida, you got to be close to the interstate. You got to have access to the turnpike. And obviously, clearly, you're going to want to be part of the beach. But here's the cool thing about this neighborhood. So there's 932 homes in this entire community.
Plus an apartment complex,
yes,
too.
Plus an apartment complex. So if you wanted to rent, like I said in the very beginning, this is a fantastic called Atlantico. You can absolutely rent there too as well before diving into the community. What makes this place great, though, it's a lot like a condo. Like you're buying a house and there is the HOA. Because I know a lot of people, like they complain about HOAs. Listen to me very, very closely. Like, I understand the complaints around HOA. They are legitimate. However, in this neighborhood, the HOA does all the lawns inside and out. They take care of all the things that you need. So virtually making your entire living experience maintenance free on the exterior of your home, which is great. That's what you want. Many people always complain about whenever they move into a neighborhood. You don't have to worry about your neighbors like building something or painting their house a different color. That's a non-issue here. So it keeps everyone in line, but it also keeps the grounds looking absolutely pristine at all times. And I think it's only like $500 a month. Some HOAs in these neighborhoods are like $800 to $1,000 a month, which is that can be considerable. But yeah, it makes your life simple too because you can just lock and go too. You don't have to worry about it.
Every Monday they are out there like with the buzzing like it can be a little bit of a nuance if you work from home, but I mean, it's compared to like having to do yard work. I mean, they keep the grounds pristine. Like you said, like the first couple of months that we lived there, and Jason and I are big walkers. Like we love to walk. Like that's our thing. Like 2 or 3 times a day we're out walking, and I would just be like walking around the community, and I was like, I feel like we're like on a Disney property or something because it feels like so perfect, like almost like Truman Show-esque. I'm like waiting for like a satellite to fall out of the sky, but the HOA, I think, in my opinion, is worth it. You can see here the photos, like biking, like it's just really designed for someone that has like an active lifestyle and doesn't want to spend all of their time on yard work. Correct. And maintenance. So like for us right now, Jason and I are in a phase of our lives where we're building businesses. I just actually recently walked away from a multi-million-dollar business to start over brand new somewhere. So I'm actively in building phase.
And you can't be out there with the weed whacker trying to get the bushes.
Dude,
and the
I did that
bushes
in our Colorado house before we moved. And my forearm hurt for days. Like if you just like even touched it, it was sore. So I'm not a fan of the weed whacker. But yes, they keep the grounds out there just like perfect.
I think the big thing that you're really hinting on is people's time.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of like the thing to think about is this. So there's a lot of entrepreneurial people in the neighborhood that we're in. Very, very. Some of them have run very large companies that you would have heard of. Fortune, not Fortune 500 companies, but some of them have run large companies and worked with brands that you've heard of. Some of them are in sales. Others are just starting their business. And other people are high-level executives and C-suite executives and managers and things like that. But the core, the big thing that all these people have in common is they don't have time. Like if I add up all the yard work that I've done in my life, I'm like, man, I could have written a best-selling book with that. And I'm not knocking yard work. I love the smell of fresh cut grass. I love that prideful feeling of being able to take care of my own. But where I'm at in my life right now, I don't want to do my yard work. That's like asking Elon Musk, hey, why don't you wash your own Tesla? I'm sure he's got better things to do than wash his own Tesla. So that's what I love about the yard work.
I love how he was able to weave Elon Musk into
always
this episode.
Genius.
What I've noticed personally about, because I noticed like anytime we've ever been involved in like a real estate transaction, when you try to ask like what's the demographic, like they're like, oh, we can't really say. Like if you go to like an apartment complex, like they can't tell you like who's living there because of like whatever laws. I don't know. I'm not the real estate professional. He is. So I'll say it. What I've noticed about living there is that it seems to be like families, so like younger families and people who are retired, but they're not like in the old folks home. Like they're not like the old people that are like walking around with their walkers and they're blocking up the aisles in Publix and Costco, with their motorized scooters.
No, these are not those people.
So it's people that like to be active. And that's why I think it's an amazing walkable community. And it's really designed for people who have an active lifestyle. And like you said, they don't want to spend a lot of time taking care of a yard. So whether you live in one of the apartments or you live in a townhouse like we do, there's 2 different types of townhouses, one that's a little bit bigger than the other one. And then there are 2 home types, which you can dive into a little bit more of that. But whether you have a house, a townhouse, or the apartment, like they do all of the maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, if you travel a lot for work, or if you actually travel, like you're one of those online entrepreneurs that can work from quote unquote Wi-Fi and you do remote, this is an excellent community for you. It's safe, it's secure. Everything's new construction within 2017 or newer. Hurricane impact windows, the doors, the locks. I mean, it's amazing just how perfect this is for an individual such as myself. Right now, as I'm recording this podcast, It's the beginning of 2025. I'm 47 years old. I love to work out. I'm building a business. I'm going for all the big things in life. And to be quite honest with you, maintenance on a house does not equate to success is where I'm at in my life. Now, will I need that to possibly keep me active and busy when I'm in my 80s? Maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll be running companies all over the world. But where I'm at and where you're probably at in this, maybe you travel back and forth between New England area and back down to South Florida. This is perfect for you. If let's say you're traveling back and forth between New England, but you also play golf here, like you've got multiple public courses. You've got Abacoa just north of here, less than like 2 miles.
Literally right across the street.
Yeah, it's right. Like literally less than like 2 miles right across Donald Ross Road. You got the beach 7 minutes away. You've got North Palm Beach.
You got Trump National.
Yeah, you got Trump National. That's a private club, but that's okay. It's still a great golf course. You also have North Palm Beach, which is right down the street. You can catch 9 holes with me on Thursdays at 2 p.m. We can go there and shoot 9 holes. But I mean, it's what else would you like to spend your time on doing to further the quality of your life? And
I'll tell you.
Tell me. What would
socializing.
Yes.
And that's why you love this community.
Yes.
Okay. That's really the selling point for Jason, because he's super social. So if you want to be in an area where you're close to your neighbors and you have that community feel, you'll like this. If you're the person that's like, I need a lot of space, I don't want to be near people, I don't want home to be close to me, this is not the community for you. And I will tell you that at first, when we first looked at it, we thought, I don't know, everything's like kind of on top of each other. But when we actually got there on a whim, because it was an emergency, we realized that we actually really loved it. And I know Jason loves it because he can just wheel the grill right out of the garage, and the neighbors are out there doing the same thing. Yeah. He's like yucking it up with his the neighbors on the left, George and Jen.
George and Jen, and they got Ethan over in the corner, and then I got Frank, Ralph, and then I've got Nikolai down the street. I mean, like she's not wrong. I love grilling out because I get to see my neighbor's kids. Like my neighbor's kid Ari will come up and be like, "Hey Jason," and he's probably all of 7, and we're always talking. He's like, "I got a new scooter or a new bike every time." But it's so cool having that community, and
it's great for the kids too. Our kids are older now, so it's a little bit different. We have a 21 and a 17-year-old, but I was like, this would have been so perfect for us when our kids were little, because they can just run out and they're like running around with the other neighborhood kids. I mean, that's honestly my biggest concern about living there, is like when I'm backing out of the driveway, I'm like double, triple checking to make sure I'm not going to like run over a kid, because there's kids everywhere. So like if you're younger, professional, you have a family, you have younger kids, it's great because of that community vibe. There's parks, like the playground out there is amazing. Jason likes to go out there when we're walking at night sometimes and play on there's like a zip line. Yeah, there's a zip line. Yeah. He would have gotten photos for the photo shoot, but it was in the middle of the day and school was out, so it was like packed with kids. Yeah. But yeah, the amenities for children are amazing. So if you have young kids or even grandkids,
even adult children, hello.
Yeah, you'll really love that.
Also, the dog park. I think the dog park is amazing.
There's multiple dog parks too, by the way, because so the way this community is laid out, it's about a mile from the front to the back.
Yep.
So there are several, like playgrounds and several dog parks kind of situated throughout the community.
Yeah. And you got the walking trails. Ben, I think you got one of us there walking as a family on the trail. I mean, these aren't just like trails like it's just a slab of concrete and they just went through an open field or something like that. I think there's one over there that Ben's going to bring up here that, there's one of them.
Yeah. So we love walking. We're out there every day. I like to eat and then walk, because it helps your digestion. Little tip for you. Yeah,
there's one over there with us and the dog, Ben. Keep going, turn it around. Ben's going to get to it. Give that one right there.
That's our Cialis commercial right there. I'm like, we're officially that like middle-aged couple. When I got that photo back, I was like, oh my God, it looks like we're in a pharmaceutical drug ad.
It's the following.
Side effects may include. Anyhow, that's the trails. That's our day-to-day. That's our day-to-day life. So. Yeah, we love the social aspect of it and being able to meet people. What else? There's so many things. Speaking of kids, because we were talking about kids, there's great schools in the community. So there's actually 2 schools that are situated right in the neighborhood, 2 private schools. One is a Jewish school and one is like a college preparatory school where actually Donald Trump's grandchildren and Tiger Woods' kids go to this school. So it's a highly, highly prestigious school.
Yeah, it's called the Benjamin School. It's one of the best schools in the county. Like she just said, Tiger Woods' kids goes there. They're top contender, by the way, in like pole vaulting and football and basketball. I mean, I want to say they take the trophy in a lot. My son goes to TKA, which is down the road. But speaking of which, TKA runs a bus up through there, but they're always in competition.
Yeah,
the two
so if
schools
your
are.
kids are going to the King's Academy, there is a bus system that comes right through the neighborhood, and we just drop him off at the bus stop in the morning, and because it's about 30 minutes away, so he can drive, but we're like, why waste gas when he can go on the, he could go on the bus. So yeah, it's just a really great community.
I think one of the biggest selling points is this. I love Chipotle and I love Starbucks. And at the front of the community, Ben, do you see a picture of the map that I sent you? If you could pull that up, it's one of the photos that I sent with a whole, it's like a higher view of it. And at the top of the community, the north end of this community, there is a town center. Now, just hear me out. Everything you need is here. They have a Home Depot. They have a Starbucks. They have a Chipotle. They have a Bolé. They have dry cleaners. They have banks. They have fine, what do you call this? 5-star restaurants. Fine dining.
There's a liquor store.
Yeah, they got liquor stores.
Did you say Publix?
Yep, they've got a Publix.
Nail salon. There's actually 2 nail salons, so you can go get your nails done. There's a juice bar if you're, into healthy living. Yeah. There's a couple of gyms.
Yep, there's an LA Fitness. Yeah. Like, we're talking like a big LA Fitness. It's like $39 a month, by the way, in case all of you people are thinking it's $300 a month. It's not a lifetime.
There's also a gym in the community center too. So you have 2 gyms within a mile radius.
Yeah. So you're going to get active. Like the whole place is all about activity, but the town center is great because you're in this little bubble and you don't have to go anywhere. Like it's fantastic.
A lot of people ride around on their golf carts.
They do
actually. Yeah. So they won't even like get in their car or like motorized scooters, which I don't love those, but but the golf cart, so it's like all contained. So even if you live in the back of the neighborhood, the furthest away it's going to take you to get to the top of the town center is a mile away. So you could go get your groceries, you can go to Home Depot, you can get your nails done, you can do your banking, you can have your lunch, you can get your coffee. Jason loves his Starbucks.
I don't know.
You can work out.
I don't know how smart it is to move into a community that has a Starbucks in it.
I know.
I'm just like, or a Chipotle. I'm just like, I don't know how smart that was of us because I like them both, but it's great because I can just zip over there and zip right back home, or I can zip over there and then go to the beach. I mean, it's great. It's like
or you go up there and you get your hair done. Like there's a barber, there's salons, there's you've got Waxins up there, which is fine dining. You've got a burger bar, you've got a steakhouse, you've got a Panera, you've got a Lenora's if you're familiar with Lenora's.
Yeah.
They have an amazing Sunday brunch and there's like always a DJ.
Yeah.
And it's like a party out there. Like it's fun. There's a pokey place, there's a cookie place, there's a dentist. There's a couple of like internet providers, Verizon, T-Mobile, like you name it. There's a supercharger station because Jason loves his Tesla. Of course we have a home charger, but if you needed the supercharger, it's literally right up there in the parking lot. There's a gas station if you're still, doing the oil thing.
If you're still doing the oil thing, you mean the internal combustion thing they invented like 200 years ago?
I'm just saying. There's a Thai place. There's a blow dry bar. There's a jewelry store. There's a PetSmart.
Yeah.
There's med spas, float spas. This place
has everything. That's the whole reason why we had to do the episode. Like it literally, if you picked up a mailer and you're listening to this podcast right now, this is the community. If you're between the age of 29 and 65 and you don't want to have to deal with a yard and you want to be a couple minutes from the beach. You can still take
the flight of stairs, okay?
Yeah, and you can still do a flight of stairs, okay. This is the spot for you. I mean, if you think about it, everything is, it's lock and go for people that want to travel. It's lock and go for families that want to, hey, we're going to head over to Europe for a little bit. That's doing that thing. It's a very professional-oriented entrepreneur community.
Let's talk about some of the amenities that are in the community because we talked about the playgrounds and the dog parks and the walking trails.
Let's show the pool.
But you also have the, what do you call it? The clubhouse, if you will. It has an amazing pool. So very big. I was out there on the 1st of January and it was New Year's Day and the weather was amazing and it was packed. Everyone was out there having a good time. Jason was working and I couldn't pull him away from his work. But look at that pool. It's huge. And you have cabanas. That's really nice. You've got cornhole out there. You've got ping pong. They've got the weight
room. They've got basketball. They've got tennis. They've got pickleball.
Basketball.
Yeah. I mean,
volleyball with like the sand pit. So there's a lot of things up there for people who are active.
And cabanas in the back, on the back there, in the back end corner. If you see it right over there, this is there's a cabana. And you can bring alcohol out there. I see people, I don't know if that's...
No glass containers.
Yeah, no glass containers, but you can bring your Truly, you can bring your White Claw, you can bring it all. Let's go. But I mean, it's like you're literally at a resort and you just pulling up right on your golf cart and you take your cooler and you go, yeah, there it is right there. And see that pond right there? Like you can walk around the pond. I mean, that's
every day we're walking
huge.
Around there.
Like it's huge. The picture doesn't even do it justice.
I will tell you, our real motivation for doing this episode is that we want to curate our own like community of people. We're like, let's just like get everyone to move to Alton.
Yes.
You know, whether like Jason said, you're up somewhere in the Northeast, you're in New England, or you're in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and you want to come down here, or you already live in South Florida and you want to be in a community. We really have enjoyed living there. And I will tell you, because we are still renting, we actually just like 6 weeks ago, I think, closed on our house in Colorado.
Yep.
So we've been looking, you know, like, are we going to buy? And over the last year of us living there, because we just had our 1 year anniversary, we've looked, I'm on Zillow pretty frequently looking to see what's available. And I might find a house that I like. Like we actually found this one townhouse that's probably 1.5 miles away from Alton.
Outside the community.
Yeah, outside of the community. Yeah. And we were like, oh my gosh, this is actually perfect for us. Like the actual property itself. But we were just like, you know what? We want to stay in Alton.
Yeah.
And so I think that was the moment that we realized, like, we're going to stay here. Like, this isn't just going to be a place that we're going to pass through. We're actually going to end up purchasing a home out there. And because we know all of the good spots, like, we know, like, you want, like, if you can, ideally, you want to get a house that has the backyard that's either west facing or south facing. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Jason's teaching me all the things. You want sun on the pool. If you're going to have a pool, you don't want it to be in the shade. So we know, like, we're looking to see like what's going to come up, and Jason does a lot of cold calling, which is good for you if you are looking to sell your property, because Jason's always connecting with people. But we're looking to actually purchase our own home out there. And so that was really our motivation for doing this, and like really putting our flag in Alton, is we really like this community. Yeah. We want to stay in this community, and we'd like to bring people in that, have similar interests and similar values. We do like grill outs and block parties.
We're going to do a block party. Speaking of which, for Inauguration Day, we're going to do a block party. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be look for the big flag. And I'm like, I'm going to get to meet all my neighbors. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. This could possibly turn into a little bit of lead generation as well. I can't lie. I'm being honest with you. Full transparency. It could turn into a little bit of lead generation. But we're celebrating America on the 20th, and we're going to make it happen. And we're going to take back America. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. We're going to find all of our conservative neighbors.
All of our conservative friends. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a mix, but I will say we do have a lot of conservative neighbors. Yeah, so, I mean, look, Florida is considered the land of the free, and a lot of people have moved to Florida. It's no secret because they like the politics here. Okay. So let's talk about this from an investment perspective. Or should we do a little commercial break first?
Let's do a little commercial break.
Okay, so should I talk about this? Because Jason always forgets information. And Ben, I think I forgot to send you the graphic. Did I send you the recharge graphic? Of course.
He says no.
Yeah, so I made this cute graphic that, of course, I forgot to send him that has the key information so Jason can remember it. But I can't get it right. This podcast is sponsored by Recharge, and Recharge is the product that we're like currently obsessed with, because I would say it's like nature's Adderall. Like, it just helps you focus. I took some before we started this episode to help me get in the zone, and it's a natural source of caffeine. So it has guarana extract and it has taurine. And if I'm about to like get to work, like hit my lead list, do follow-ups, just really knock something out, like make the flyer that I forgot to send over, I'm going to take the Recharge. Jason, you want to give your 2 cents, and then I'll tell them where they can grab it, and we'll jump back into Alton.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So I've taken a lot of different things. I drink coffee. I do all sorts of things to try to get in the zone. But however, this product right here, Recharge, is fantastic. I highly suspect that if you drink caffeine, you want to be quote unquote mentally in the zone. You don't really care about the body high. The body effects, meaning anxiety, heart palpitations, the crash after caffeine.
Yeah, no one enjoys that.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Said it is. I want that. Said nobody ever. Right. This right here is by far the best product I have ever tried. I don't think it has any any sugar in it, but it does
No
have
sugar.
Yeah, it's caffeine, taurine, and guarana. And it's a fantastic product. I use it. I help to get in the zone. I love it. I'm a high charger. I'm a high performer. I'm assuming that you probably are in some area of your life. And this product is, I can't stop raving about it. I'm talking about it all the time on my Instagram. By the way, where you need to follow me at Instagram, Jason Rash. Go there now.
So if you want that product, you can grab it at recharge.jasonrash.com. And that'll help you get in the zone. So let's get in the zone and let's talk about this from an investment perspective. So hit me with it, because Jason's an investor. We have 15, I think now, of our own properties because we just sold 2 of them.
Yep.
And we're actually pulling our money out of our investments, and we're going to try to invest in Alton because we believe in this community. So tell them why Alton is great from an investment perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ben, can you do me a favor and pull up that big building and drop it up here on the screen for me real quick? It's the big one. So here's the thing. If you're going to buy anything in Florida, I'm going to tell you right now, suggest that you buy new. The codes have changed so much, and with, the hurricanes that recently came through, they're constantly changing. Now, here's a cool thing about this. When you buy new construction, you're going to have brand new, the newest of the new, right? So it's concrete block. You want to make sure that you're buying what's called CBS construction, concrete block construction. Every home in Alton is concrete block construction. All of them have brand new, updated hurricane impact glass, meaning that it's going to be able to stop anything that's coming through the wind in a hurricane. But the cool thing about this, why this makes a great investment, along with concrete walls, concrete roof, a hurricane impact glass, because these things are virtually tanks, right, is the fact that they're putting in this brand new hospital right here. I really want to highlight this, especially for an investor that's coming out. This right here is perfect for midterm and long term. This right here is going to create 800 jobs in the near future. This hospital is supposed to be completed end of 2025, possibly early 2026. Right now, they don't have the glass on it. They're still putting up some of the steel frame and structure, but this is going to bring a lot of jobs in, a lot of jobs into the community. I can ride my bike to this. That's how close it is, but it's nowhere near, if you can figure it out, if you can kind of big picture this in your head, it's nowhere near the actual residential homes.
It's off to the left.
Yeah, it's off to the left, and it's butts up against the interstate. However, the thing that makes this great investment is just in a few years' time, the property appreciation is going to skyrocket due to the fact that they're going to, this hospital is going to employ people, and they're going to pay them top dollar. They're not going to want to fight traffic. They're going to want to be right there inside the community. That could be doctors renting. That could be midterms, people renting 30 days or more at an accelerated rate, or it's going to be long-term. These are fantastic investments. And the biggest thing about investing in real estate is houses rot. They rot. Anything stick-built is going to rot over time, whereas these properties, they're built, like I said, concrete walls, hurricane impact glass, hurricane impact doors and garages, and concrete roofs. They're not going to rot. They're going to stay looking that way and operating functionally for a very long time. And you're going to be able to demand top dollar rent for these things.
And, I had mentioned earlier that there are different types of housing out in in Alton. Atlantico is the apartments. That's
Correct.
what I was going to say. And then you also have townhouses, the 2,200 square foot townhouse, which is your smaller townhouse. Then you have your bigger townhouse, which is about 2,700 to 2,800 square feet.
Yeah, and then you got regular houses. Ben, pull up one of those houses on Zillow real quick. We're going to pull this up. I want to pull this up right here on January 8th, 2025.
Well, what I wanted to say about some of the houses, now not all of them, but some of them have what we call a casita. So it's like an apartment over the garage that's detached from the house. And that was very appealing to us for several different reasons. Like, number one, as an investor, you could obviously rent it out, right? And those are renting out for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000.
Yeah, it's a one bedroom,
month.
One
it's
bath.
A one bedroom studio with it's a good space for someone who's living there by themselves. So that's a good investment because you can offset the cost of your mortgage, or you can have that space there maybe for your in-laws who come to visit and you don't want them to stay in the house with you, or if you have adult children who are maybe off to college and you want them to have a place whenever they come back home, or if you just want to have a place that you can have guests stay where they feel comfortable and they're not in your house.
Yeah.
I think that's good as well. I mean, it's so functional. You can use it for multiple different things. You could put a podcast studio in there.
I mean, Ben, we're not trying to put you out of work or nothing.
You could record, like videos if you work on social media. You could have an office out there. You could set it up as a gym. Anyhow, the casita aspect of it is very appealing from an investment standpoint. And it's not, like I said, it's not all of the properties, but it's some of them. And did you want to dive into that Zillow listing?
Yeah, I just want to show them real quick. So the houses out here start about 1.3 million and they go up. This one right here just happens to be 1.4. Ben, click on that big first picture right here. Now, if you're riding down the road, you'll have to go back and check this out. Click on it, like open it up, make it even bigger. Yes, perfect. Like all that landscape is done by a team of people so you're not doing any of that. All that is maintained, it's planted, they take care of all that. Ben, go to the next picture for me. I just want you to see how these houses are. They're incredible. A concrete block. You would never know that you couldn't drive a car through that wall. Like it is concrete block all day. Like it will
Why that thought would go through your mind is beyond me.
Sturdiness. That's where we're going with this.
They all have front porches too. It's very like communal living. Like you really feel like you are in a community because you are.
Yeah.
And that one happens to be Mediterranean style, but you have some that are more like modern. And then you also have the coastal style. You can go to the next photo. Let's see, take a look at all the interiors are different. I think this one might be one of the older properties. Actually, they've done a little bit of like touches on the inside.
Yeah, this is.
I would update that personally.
Yeah, this one right here probably
that one's
needs
a little bit older. Yeah, it needs a little facelift, like Jason talked about in one of the episodes, the instantly outdated upgrades.
Yeah.
But the bones are so good. So you even if you didn't like the interior, you could always come in. You can put in new flooring. You can paint. You could update the finishes that you don't like, and you're going to have a really good property. I think the important part is getting a lot that you like, that's in the location in the neighborhood that you want, that's facing the way that you want it to face for the sun.
I will definitely help you find the right lot too, especially one that maximizes your resale on the exit. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see this one's pretty spacious. Oh, this one actually has a pool. That's like a good size pool.
Yep, this one's got a pool, which is fantastic. That's why I picked this one. It's got a hot tub. That's only going to be used a few days out of the year.
Like 3 days out of the year.
However, I will say I saw an iguana frozen on the side of the road today. So, I mean, he was just there. I mean, it was like, 46 today? I mean, those bad boys fall out of the tree, I think, at like 48 degrees. So he was just stuck right there on the side of the road, and he looked like he couldn't move.
Now, this one is rare because most of them don't have the space. This particular type of house don't have the space for a pool like that. So that's actually a pretty good property.
Yeah.
I would say it's when you get into the bigger ones. So the bigger properties are like 4,000 to 5,000 square feet.
Yeah,
and
that's correct.
They have the higher ceilings if you're looking for higher ceilings, and they have the ability to have basically your own backyard with a pool, and you have, instead of having it back up to, other people's driveways, you see how those, like, they back up, you have your own driveway that people pull into. So there's a little bit of something for everyone out there, depending on your budget. I think the townhouses start at about $850,000, and then the bigger homes work all the way up into the threes. So you're looking at a range of $850 all the way up to $3 million. So there's something for every, price point.
Yeah. I mean, again, look, this is a fantastic community. The whole reason that inspired this episode is we brought our photographer out here to shoot the photos of the mailers. She swore that she was going to stay in West Palm forever. I mean, she was like, I'll never leave West Palm because she's from New York. Totally understandable. However, when she got to our neighborhood, I was like, you got to see this. This is amazing. Oh my God, this right here, boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden she was like, oh my God, Andreas needs to see these properties. The next thing you know, they're looking at properties with us. And like, oh my God, I love this. So you don't know what you don't know. So if you're in the area or you're thinking about buying a home in South Florida, I want to encourage you to come check it out. You can just get in touch with me. You can call me directly, 513-903-6685, or you can find me on social media as Jason Rash. I'm anywhere where you can find me. I can show you the right property to get. I know the area. I live there. I can tell you all about it. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. So if you want to rent, you can do that too as well. The homes start at about $10,000 a month to rent, whereas the actual townhouses start at about $5,000 a month.
I've seen a house out there for $7,000.
Maybe
it's
$7,000.
Maybe a little smaller, maybe a little older.
Okay.
But yeah, you're looking at about $5,000 to start for rent. And that's just as of today, right now. Of course, that's going to continue to go up as the property values increase and whatnot. But yeah, I would highly encourage you, if you're not in the area, come in the winter.
Yes, February.
Check it out and, see the community, see the amenities, because we just really only taught high level on the amenities. But I mean, there's everything. Like you've got a Whole Foods 2 miles away. You've got a Lifetime Fitness 2 miles away.
Yeah.
You've got a movie theater. You've got the Palm Beach Gardens Mall.
Yep.
Like you have pretty much everything you need. Oh, and remember that article that I sent you about the ice skating facility?
Yes.
It's like a Wayne Gretzky project that's going in, and that's going to be right there in Palm Beach Gardens too.
Correct. And you have the indoor new facility that we just saw over there.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be an event like a sporting event center.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I mean, like everything is happening here. And listen, if you've never even been to Palm Beach Gardens, I'm telling you, before we moved here, I'd never even heard of it. Sure, I'd heard of Miami. I'd heard of Jupiter because of Kid Rock, but I'd never heard of this little gym called Palm Beach Gardens. It's incredible here. It's beautiful. It's a little slower than Miami. It's a little more nuanced, and you can stretch back and relax, and it's perfect for where we're at in our lives. And I'd love to give you a tour of any of the properties. If you want to come out and see them, fantastic. Just give me a call. If you want to rent, whatever it is you want to do, I can help you. I live there. I'm an expert in the area. I can't tell you how much I love it. I absolutely
And
love
if you're
it there.
ready to move, you're ready to sell your house.
Yeah.
Time to move on for whatever reason people move. Give my boy a call.
Fantastic. If you're looking to buy, rent, or invest in South Florida, feel free to give me a call. Have a wonderful day. This is the Game of Real Estate. Would love a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day because it's warm here and it's January. Ha ha.